Hey everyone, welcome to a Good e-Reader official review video. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
We have here the Tolino Vision 4 HD. This e-reader is sold in Germany, and it is applicable for people that live in the Western world, such as Canada, the United States, Mexico, the UK, and so on. It has a default bookstore. It's a German bookstore, but it does have Adobe DRM, which means that you can load ebooks on here that you borrow from the library or purchase an EPUB or PDF format from other bookstores. So the Tolino Vision 4 HD is a tour de force. It's waterproof. It has 1448 by 1072 resolution at 300 ppi. So the resolution's on par with the big brands. I'm talking about the Kobo Aura, talking about the Amazon Kindle Oasis or the Voyage. This e-reader, you know, does a lot better than those because the screen is flush with the bezel, and it has tremendous capabilities. What does that really mean? Well, the lighting system is very unique, and we'll take a look at that later on in the video. 1 gigahertz Freescale processor, 512 MB RAM, 8 gigs of internal storage, 5 gigs of cloud storage, and a whole lot more. Peter, let's check it out.
This is sharing the same shell as the previous generation Tolino, but that's not a bad thing. It actually looks really nice. It's rounded on all 4 corners, giving a nice clean look with the sides being clean. The bottom is a micro USB and a hard reset button, and the top has a dedicated glow light button and a power button. Power button can be standby or press and hold to turn the device on and off.
One of the interesting things about the power button, if you hold it down, you can actually take screenshots. Some e-readers you have to tap, like with Kindle e-readers for example, you have to tap like the 2 corners here, which is not easy. It's a lot harder than it actually sounds because you have to make sure you're not touching the bezel and everything like that. A lot of Kindles aren't flush with the bezel. They might have a small dip like the Paperwhite for example, so you got to be really careful. With this, the screenshot's right here. You click it, takes the screenshot. Let's tour the device. This is the home screen. Anytime you hit like the home button, you'll be brought to this screen. You can either go to the shop or to My Books. We can click on My Books, and this is the basic directory structure. If you click here, you can actually upload books, add a collection, mark books as read, or delete books. A lot of e-readers have these sort of options, which is kind of cool. If you click on the eye, it allows you to show it by grid view, list view, title, author. The last used title author is pretty consistent. Grid view and list view is pretty consistent in terms of all e-readers. But show finished books, you can actually turn on, and only the books that you haven't read will actually show in your library, which is like very interesting. A search button and everything like that. And if you have collections, you can like look at them here, so you can try it out if you want to. One of the other things is the bookshop, and I kind of touched on this when I was talking about like the specs and the overall design of the e-reader, but this is the default bookstore. So click on a book, you can add it to cart, use it as a gift, download like a sample of it, and then here's the info at the bottom. Sort of gives you a synapse of the book, details. It'll tell you like how many pages, when it was issued, when the format and stuff like that. Usually everything's like pretty well EPUB, and like you can click on that and you can actually go to a link. This is basically like reviews, I believe. So yeah, that's like the bookstore experience. In terms of the settings functionality, you can set it to airplane mode. You can configure your shop. There's actually a web browser here. Settings menu, my account, information and help. Information and help is actually kind of interesting because it lists like the percentage of your battery, internal memory, how much is being used, so you can kind of easily keep track of like what's going on. For more updates, customer service, which is very interesting. Rarely can you get in touch with customer service on directly on an e-reader about and everything like that. You can actually even send my accounts is where you would set up your Adobe certification. So if you are doing Adobe DRM, you'd have to enter your Adobe account information and stuff like that. And link library. Link library is super interesting. This is the only e-reader that we've ever seen that has it. What you can do is you can link accounts from 3 pages of booksellers and have all of the ebooks that you bought from all these people appear on your device. So Thalia, Indie Book, there's a lot of booksellers here. Most of them are German booksellers or like from Belgium, because Tolino's in Belgium as well. But ebook.de, I mean, everybody here that you've bought ebooks from, you can click link and then you enter like the login and password. It'll import all the books that you bought there. So despite the fact that there's only one bookstore that you can buy books from the devices, if you have bought books before using like your web browser or maybe the apps for Android and iOS or something like that, you can actually import all these books. So you don't even need Adobe Digital Editions or anything. You just like link them on the device.
This will be a good chance to look at the keyboard while we're typing something in. So it's conventional QWERTY keyboard, meaning it is staggered. The keys aren't on top of each other.
And a lot of e-readers, that's how it is.
Yeah, it's gridded, which is kind of, it's not muscle memory that way. You have the secondary and tertiary sets of characters. You can do kind of, European characters, pounds and all that. You can drop the keyboard by pressing that button right there. And you don't have a numbers row on the first keyboard, but you do have a long press to initiate numbers or variations of the letters. So we're just going to go and click on goodyreader.com there by pressing OK.
Web browsers on e-readers almost a lost art. A lot of them don't have it. Barnes & Noble Nooks don't have web browsers.
Right.
You need like extensive workarounds in order to access it. So it's nice to see like Tolino does it.
Pinch and zoom is pretty solid. It doesn't have a dedicated A2 mode like say Onyx devices where you can toggle it on and off. But it's not kind of seizing out. It's not staining the screen. It's pretty manageable to do pinch and zooms on this device. So this is the book experience. This is a side-loaded book, so we can show you what it's going to look like on here. You have a slider bar, so that everything changes live in the background. They leave it a little bit open so you can see what you're changing. We'll just go a little bit bigger because this is a 6-inch device. We do have different font styles, line spacing, alignments, and margins, and you do have publisher standards or aka publisher's defaults, which allows you to change it back to what the publisher has suggested if you've changed all these things. You long press, you have highlights, write notes, look up, and translate. Translate, what it does is it actually takes you to a dictionary menu. You can see here, go to dictionaries. Takes a little bit, but then you can choose your different dictionaries as you see fit. The page turn speeds are also really nice. They don't flash incessantly. They don't stain the screen too much. You can tap the screen or you can slide. So it's a pretty good experience overall.
And you can tap like this little thing to bookmark the page. So Tolino is really hyping not only the frontlit display but the warm color tones.
Right.
And instead of just showing that off, we wanted to compare that against the only other e-reader on the market next to the Kobo Aura 1 that actually has color tone variants.
That's right.
And this is the Kobo H2O, the second edition.
That's right. So the Tolino will change the brightness as you slide. The Kobo needs you to actually let go to apply, but that's beside the point. Where we really want to show you guys is the natural light. So you can actually turn these to what Kobo calls candlelight. You can see that you can go through the ranges, whereas the Tolino just kind of goes warm. And we put this up against our camera, and it looks like the Tolino uses anywhere from 2000 degrees Kelvin all the way to 6000, which basically means it can use very cold lights and very warm lights. And this is to combat your environment. For example, if you're outside but it's kind of dark, you might say, oh, I think, a cooler is better. But if you're under halogen light, you might say, oh, I need, something a little more orange. It's a good feature to have, although not necessary.
To be fair, the previous version of the Vision, this is the Vision 4 HD. The Vision 3 HD was probably one of my favorite e-readers of 2016. This one is really solid. Compared to the competition, from just a pure e-reading experience, it has it all. It's really geared towards people that speak German, so Switzerland, Belgium, of course like Germany and surrounding countries. But I mean, it's all English interface, so you can use this if you do speak other languages, French, Italian, Spanish. It has all the dictionary support. You can make it so all of like the menus change to like your specific language tastes, and the ability to have Adobe DRM certification is a tremendous bonus. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think about the Tolino Vision 4 HD. For GoodEreader.com, my name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Everybody have a nice day.